Hello, 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 and welcome to Aproko Hour on Viva Naija Radio. I am your host, Rachel Onomusi, and today we will be talking about why is it that Nigerians are so chill deficient? Why are they lacking in chill? Actually, let me take that back. It's not just Nigerians because once again, Mariah Carey has made our list of things we want to talk about today on Aproko Hour. She is also proving to be completely chill deficient. I have no idea what is going on with this woman. But we're going to talk about her in just a minute. At this point, I am the only person in the studio. And so while we're waiting for everyone else to join us, I'm going to go on a quick musical break. But before I do that, let me tell you what we're going to be talking about today. So, first of all, we're going to be talking about TOKE MAKINWA and her book, Becoming TOKE MAKINWA. We're going to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly about all of that. To be quite honest with you, it seems like that alone is like an hour. But yeah, we're going to try and keep that short and sweet. The next thing is we're going to talk about, we're going to briefly touch on MMM and instant recycler and all of these things. Apparently, they have now crashed. But then apparently instant recycler is back up again. We will also on this hour be talking about Mariah Carey. It would seem that the relationship was called off by her ex-fiance because of uh, she was having a flirtation or a fling or something like that with her backing dancer. So and she's still asking for money. It's come out now that his suspicions were founded. It's come out that she was indeed doing something with this guy, and she's still asking for money. We're also going to talk about Nigeria, NCC, mobile data, and why it is that our government just don't know the right thing to do at the right time, because this is the wrongest time to increase data. The world, the country is communicating better than it ever did. This is the worst time to make this kind of a move. And then, of course, it's Christmas. So we're going to talk about Christmas. Um, I've actually got another caller on the line, so we will not be going on a musical break because I've been joined by a caller. Caller, hello, welcome to Aproko Hour. Can you hear me? Hi, Bimbo. Yes, I can see the. As soon as I saw the number, I was like, I think this is Bimbo, but I didn't want to best speaker as it were. I wanted to be sure it was you before I started talking. Um, Yes, so you can hear me now, can't you, Bimbo?
Yes.
Perfectly. Great. I've got the volume, everything seems to be working. Ladies and gentlemen at home, if for any reason you can't hear us, please do send us a message on the Facebook, send us a message on WhatsApp. You know how to reach me personally or how to reach Bimbo personally. But so far, it would seem the volume and everything is doing what it's meant to do. So we are good to go. I'm not sure you're the person I want in the studio, Bimbo, because we both made a confession to ourselves earlier on, which is you haven't read this book, have you?
Okay, so I read up to like page 11, and then I just got interested in more interesting things. Um, I mean, I would love to read it, but it's like one of those books where it's not a riveting read. I didn't get the that urge, that hunger, not to put it down. The one that makes me
Yes,
stay up all night,
yes.
want to put it down. That's how I feel about some books, and this it's gossip. I can get it anytime. It's already on paper.
So, okay, I have a question for you. Before before this book, did you know who Toke Makinwa was? Have you heard about her? And if you have, what had you
Oh
heard about
yes,
her?
I'd heard about her from several avenues.
Okay,
One of which is actually one of her very close friends is
okay,
also a very close friend of mine.
okay.
So I've about her in terms of the person just sort of talks, and they might mention her sister or her very briefly in maybe just talking about what their time was like and them hanging out, but not necessarily about her life.
Right.
About when it comes to Toke Makinwa and her life, that's all been through social media. It It's all been
Right.
through people gossiping. It's all been
Right.
through, you know, YouTube and stuff like that. I've watched a few of her vlogs on YouTube, and I have to say she is a bit funny. She seems a bit sort of with it or slightly crazy, which
Okay.
sometimes can describe me as well. So there's a part of me that sort of reckons with her in the
Mm,
sense that you are that person who is you can be several things at the same time,
absolutely.
and that's kind of how I read her.
Okay.
Yeah, so and to be honest, I really made that much of an opinion on her in terms of I've never needed to. Maybe
Yes.
if I had
Yes.
met her, I might have thought, okay, I need to decide if she's that kind of person where I really want to invest time with or
Mm,
not.
mm. So for me, it's
But
like
yeah,
this. Unfortunately, when and I've heard people say the same things you've said, that actually she can be quite witty, she can be quite funny. Her vlogs certainly seem to have some sort of following or what have you. But it would just seem like it's the ones that I watched, but she just seemed completely vacuous. She just struck me as another Lagos babe who can talk for 30 minutes but not actually say anything of substance. So at the end of it,
yeah.
you're like, so what should we do? Or so what should we take away from this thing now that you are saying? Because I am no closer to understanding you or understanding what it is that you want to say. I'm still, I don't, I, what are you saying? And I felt that her vlogs were somewhat misleading in that she was she never said anything. You couldn't say, Toke said she wants to have premarital sex, or Toke said she did these things that she's advising people to do. She had no
Mm.
framework or nothing to bring to the table. She was
Yeah, you
certainly
don't feel like
spending
you learn anything from them
at
afterwards.
all, at all, at all. And I just felt like, well, what are you telling people? What is it that you do week in, week out that nobody, you know, what do you do? I don't know what you do. And if so, for me, I mean, I will be the first to put my hands up to say I couldn't do what she does. Kudos to her. The reason when I started this show, the reason why I looked for women such as yourself, such as Inkiruka, such as Rachel, were because you were strong women that I could bounce off of. I couldn't sit with a camera staring in my face week in, week. Oh, nobody else on the stage, oh, just me, just talking by myself, to other people. I would love to disagree with you, Bimbo, but for us to disagree, you know, intelligently and have a discussion or have a debate that we can, but I don't think I can do a vlog, and I don't think it's easy, but I certainly didn't feel like she had anything to add to my life. So I wasn't bothered. Then I didn't think about her, and then I felt she was a complete clothes horse. So when we wanted to start a Viva Naija, I felt like, okay, there were certain personalities that I needed to follow. And I followed her,
Mm.
and every day was just her in front of a front door, taking a picture of her in some dress or the other, or talking about her eyelashes, or talking about. I was like, there's got to be more to life than what color pancake you are rubbing, or how long your eyelashes that your
But
makeup artist.
that's part of her supposed celebrity essence, isn't it? The fact
Mm,
that she's a socialite, essentially. She's
yes, I
calling
guess
herself
so. I
a
guess so.
socialite.
But then I have a
I think
serious,
it's not
I have a
until the
serious
book came out. It wasn't like
allergy.
she was an author or
Mm,
anything like that.
mm. I
She
have a
she
serious
made
allergy
herself.
to the Kim Kardashians of this world and to the, so
Yeah,
for me, that was, I mean, if you want to annoy me, put me in front of Real Housewives or in front of Kim Kardashian, keeping up with the Kardashians, or put me. So she fell right into that category for me. People
yeah,
who, I
she
don't know
does.
what you do. I don't know how you add value to the earth around you. I don't see young people that you have employed. I don't see an industry that you have started. I don't know what you do. So for me, I had nothing to say to her about that. Then fast forward to when it came out that her husband got some lady pregnant. And that was the first I was even hearing about. So apparently this affair with this other lady had been ongoing. Apparently, the husband had been seeing this lady. At that time, I had 10 years. Now, with the book, it's obviously been a bit longer. Um, But then she kicked him out and never and didn't take him back. So at that time, my opinion of her changed a little bit because I was like, go ahead, go right ahead. That's fair enough. If he cheats to the point of he turned belle, to the point of he's now moved out and he's now living with the other woman, there is nothing left to say. Let him go. Just, let him go. And then I'm like, okay, so who is the husband? Maybe he's some oil magnet, or maybe he's a shipping don. Now, PET sha, be what did they say they do? They lift weights or something? What does he do? Who's laughing?
I think the personal trainer or something or that.
Sha, I know say now muscles, it's something to do with, So I was like, really? Really? But then I was like, a socialite married a PE teacher who, sorry, I say PE teacher because that would actually include imbibing knowledge, right? No, a socialite married a weight trainer who then gave. All I know about Anita is she's mixed race. That's all I ever found out about her. Who then gave a mixed race lady Bele. Like this news is just too tawdry for my liking. I refuse to cover it. So when this book came out, I was like, sure. Is the story more than the story we've heard? Is there enough? How vain do you have to be to think you have a story that, the world has been missing out of? Like, you guys need to know the story so you can learn from it at 5,000 naira a pop, of course. So while we are busy talking about stuff, a bit more, I think. While you and I are busy talking about something we know nothing about, we are joined in the studio by another one of our callers. Hi, Rachel.
Hi, Rachel.
Hi, HR Director. We can hear you perfectly.
Hi, Rachel.
Good. Hi, Bimbo. Hi, Kiru. Hi, everybody.
Everyone's fine. Kiru isn't with us right now. I don't know what's going on with her. I haven't been able to reach her all day.
I thought this was in Kiru's realm. I thought she would be raring to...
Don't mind Kiru with her big head, though. I don't know where she has entered. Rachel, could you do me a favor and turn your phone right up? Your speaker, your whatever, the volume on your...
Can you hear me better?
Splendid. Absolutely perfect. Rachel, did you read the book?
No, I read a few pages.
Oh, what? You ladies.
No.
Oh, please. Rachel, there's some other books that are on my list to be read. None of them include, gossip, rag or something. I just want to read.
Just 1 minute, Bimbo.
For the emotional blackmail that people do. So what? Okay, Mama and Papa died. She not be the first one. There are many people that Mama and Papa died.
Thank you.
So what? Why do we have to? She would have been better off writing a blog, doing a diary, than making a book. She made it so stupid by making it about this man. If she had told me about how I came from nothing and made myself into
Thank you.
I would write.
Thank you. Thank you.
But Rachel, don't you think that it's because she wrote what is the most interesting thing about her life, or what she thinks is the most interesting thing about her life? What happened to how she overcame adversity? Like your husband was the first person to give someone that belay.
Thing in her life.
Exactly, and I agree with you, Rachel. I would have preferred her to tell me, how she did it, the struggle she went through, her being female in Nigeria, what she had to go through. That
I would even love if she told me about the vlogging thing. Like, she started it at a time when it wasn't really a thing in Nigeria. How much was data? Data was expensive. To decide this would be the route you wanted to go down, as opposed to what we knew at the time, which was NTA channels or AIT or whatever. To jump on the bandwagon of internet communications in itself took strength. Instead, they're saying, when you saw the Anita, you now saw that the Anita be like, who yellow, you self go bleach. So I'm supposed to cry, play the world's smallest violin for you. Whereas, as of today, she is the face of a bleaching cream. So her trauma clearly didn't hurt her much, because today she is the face of a bleaching cream. So don't expect me to lose sleep. Absolutely. Oh, we're having women's talk, and now we're joined by the Barry of Bad Gang. Hi, Dolapo.
Good evening, ladies.
Hi.
Hello, boys.
Hi,
Oh,
boys. Carmen, say hello to Dolapo.
I am
oh,
saying
come.
hello now. Me
Sorry, I
too.
said Carmen, Jerry. It's Stella I was telling, Jerry.
Hi,
This,
Dolapo. Stella is back. Stella is back. The good
Hi,
girl is
sir.
back.
this reminds me every time I say hi, ladies. What's that TV program when the guy comes in and goes, hi? Oh, God, I can't remember what
How
program
you
it is.
doing? It's friends. It's friends and Joey, and we all melt. And we all melt. So I don't know if you
Okay.
know what we're talking about, Dolapo. I understand if you don't.
I, I,
Um,
I think I heard a little bit, so I think that is it's TOKE, baby, again.
Absolutely. We had talked about it last week and thought that would be the end of it, but this is a story that just keeps on giving. So
Yeah.
I have a question for, I want to play devil's advocate, and I want to talk about one of the things that I saw on social media, and people were saying it's her story to tell. Telling her she shouldn't tell the story or she couldn't tell the story is another way that women are kept down, basically. Does anyone
Oh,
agree with that? Does let me talk to the ladies so that, because if Dolapo talks now, they will say because he's a man, he doesn't know what he's saying. So, so and I don't want anybody to insult my Dolapo for me, otherwise me I will fight. So, Bimbo and Rachel, what do you think? Do you think yes, she has every right to tell her story. The story made her stronger, and she has to tell her battle so that it should be a cautionary tale to other women to look out for these demons, as it were, these men who use women against each other. Do you think that moral exists in that book in the format it was given to
You
us?
should see the face I have on me right now, Rachel. I have this face kind of like, what's nonsense? You know that? Like, look, you know what? She has the right to tell whatever story she wants. Everybody has the
Absolutely.
right to tell whatever story she wants. I have a right not to give a shit. I have a right not to read it. I have a right not to hear it. I can ignore it. It does not have to mean jack to me. If I
Sure.
think it's not worth my time, that's it. But she can write whatever she wants. She
Yeah.
can tell whatever she wants. If it helps her grow, even better. If it helps her
Absolutely.
move on or get better at life, all the better. And if some girl
Absolutely.
out there who is supposedly clueless enough to not know that you need to, protect yourself and be smart about things, not that that always works out, because
Mm.
sometimes, you
Hmm.
have demons that don't have songs like that. So,
Do you know
some
what? Do you
girls
know the
don't
one
go there
that is
and
even paining me? The guy is
go on.
Shekiri. Maja is a Shekiri name. So
Yeah,
he's
exactly.
ruining my mother. I can't deal with the Shekiri demon right now. Life is already hard to be part Yoruba. To have to deal with the Shekiri demon is not cool. So,
Exactly.
Rachel, do you have anything to say about this? What do you say to people who say actually the story is for other women so that they can learn, so that they too they don't fall into this kind of trap, or so that they can't,
Yes, yes. You know what I say to them? They need to go back to church, beg, and pray to God to give them brains, because this is not 18th century. It is at this point now that women want to not be learning how to protect themselves or what to do, not to bleach their skin for a man because that's the
Mm,
only way he will love them. They need
mm,
help and need deliverance. So Tuke needs
mm,
deliverance too. It is her right to write her story. It is my right to give my opinion. And my opinion about that
100%.
story is that it's a mess. I read 3 pages and I just moved on to something
Yeah.
else.
I know I saw online Dolapo's wife also saying that she couldn't make it. She fell asleep in like a few pages in as well. No woman. It seems
The
women
story
with
is
brain
awful.
cells are struggling with this book. Dolapo ni
I don't know.
Man, I don't even know what. I mean, this is a story that has multiple entries,
Mm,
depending on whichever way you want to go. I'm trying to understand what she's getting out of it. I hope she was hoping for some serious coin on this. And I hope
End
he's getting
of
that point.
story. Thank you.
Because
Thank you.
anything else, any other expectation, she definitely is not meeting that. That's for
And
sure.
that irritates me. Like, just say, as we all do as entrepreneurs, what's her name? The Puerto Rican lady with the big bum, J-Lo. J-Lo was a backup dancer. From backup dancer, she started singing. From small singing, she tried small acting, even though she's probably, without exception, one of the worst actresses known to man. From there, she released Perfume. From there, like, just tell us that this autobiography is another coin-making avenue for you. To paint it as anything else, as a cautionary tale to other women, as a, hey, yeah, woe is me, look at what I went through, as a, to try to do a Tiwa Savage, where you try to do damage, like what Tiwa did on the sofa of Pulse NG or whatever, anything other than, people, I was about my money, so if you guys want to buy it, buy it. Is fraudulent. Is fraudulent.
You know, for someone who I think when you mention all the so-called social media celebrities that we have in Nigeria, and you start talking about, excuse me, like Linda KG. I think TOKE is one person that is a one-name brand, and I don't know who the hell is handling our marketing. If you're doing a book like this, which other celebrities have done before, you better have a coming out party in which you're showing your after. Look at me now.
Thank you. Thank you. But there is no after. We already know TOKE. We have seen the TOKE before. She was a black girl in Unilag, Gabila Spotek or something. And now she's a yellow girl with fake eyelashes and fake nails. We know the end result. Which new TOKE does she want to show us? Unless she has unless she gets her boobs or her butt done. What new TOKE?
Yeah, but if she's doing the toning or maybe
toning, she's bleaching.
If she's doing the bleaching just to enhance her image or whatever, okay, fine, do that. After all, go to Hollywood, people do breast augmentation, they
Absolutely.
do TikTok, this, that, they do. But she actually went and did that for a man. And believe me, unless I'm seeing some old picture of there, who's the other babe's name again?
Anita.
Anita. Unless I'm seeing some old pictures of Anita. Anita looks really homely.
And that's probably why TOKE puts eggs in her oven, basically. Maje puts eggs in her oven and not the other way around. Look.
Exactly. So
and also I want to say this before people come and say, because this is another thing I've heard on social media for the people who supported her, and this is what I'm trying to do here. I think my disdain is quite clear, but I'm also trying to do a little bit of a devil's advocate and talk about the things I've seen on social media. One of the things I've seen is people saying, have you never been in love? Don't you know what it is to love somebody who then breaks your heart? No, we must not hate on TOKE. The villain in this story is Maje. Maje is the person who strung these women together, who strung these women along, who made these women do these things, who promised heaven and earth, who told them that
according to TOKE.
Well, according to TOKE, let us even take TOKE's. Let us say it is true. Let us say he messed with her self-esteem so much that she felt she had to bleach. Let's say all these things. So therefore, the villain is Maje and not TOKE, and we shouldn't slam TOKE. We shouldn't say these things about TOKE, whatever the case may be. There are several problems with this that I have, but Rachel, I want Bimbo to jump in. I want Rachel to jump in. I don't really want to because my mouth is just full of things I want to say. But what do you say to people who say the guy is the problem?
Can you hear me?
Yes, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. I have argued that if my vlog brand was about how wonderful this man is and telling all single women how to hold on to their man and everything, and we finally get married, and this is all Rachel now. And my husband does this. I will pull him into the room. We're going to do a post-nuptial agreement. Anita will be sitting down there. This is no. they will sign a non-disclosure agreement, they will shut their mouth, they can do themselves in the bedroom, but that man is sitting down there for another 5-10 years because this is a brand, I'm out there to make money. There is no way to go down after 1 year. Are you kidding me? After I've been on TV telling people all this wonderful thing, and I cannot even keep it together for this thing, it would not have happened. After 5 years, then we can now come out and play the game of, you do this, you do that. And I can say, I tried, but it didn't work out. But after 1 year, I don't care who the villain is. I just think it's enough. Find something else to do.
No, find something else.
I mean, your entire professional career should not be magic do this or magic didn't do that. And I do this, I didn't do that. I became yellow, it was not good enough. Please.
Oh, there were sex tapes. Did you hear about sex tapes? Did you hear that these
there is sex video. I mean, last week, what did I tell you? The Rachel has no bad feelings. You're not the first one, you're not the last one. There are people that do worse things or more things than you do. Guess what we are not doing? We're not putting it on the internet for everybody to scream about.
Yeah.
Something. Find something that when I hear Linda Ikeji, and I'm not a fan of Linda Ikeji, but I give that girl props because she works at her craft. TOKE needs to do the same.
Yeah.
Absolutely. What you were going to say something, Bimbo.
What exactly is the socialite craft? Is the socialite craft not just to show up and look pretty, do your hair, makeup, wear clothes?
Yes. That's the extent of it, basically. For me, this is my problem with it. When people say, have you never been in love? I have. Have you ever done something stupid for a man? I have. I have not done something stupid for anybody for 12 years. It's not 12 years is a lot of stupid. Is an astounding amount of stupid. If TOKE is
why is so much over stupid? Me, I do stupid things for love. Because stupid gets you a lot of places.
Well, it clearly got her a lot of places. So 12 years 12 years is a lot of stupid. That's number one. Number two, if the guy, so in Tiwa's case, this is what happened. The guy went on an Instagram rant, complete Instagram rant, before he then, went to stand by a bridge or whatever. At that point, she went into brand protection mode. She did her little thing with her, she did her little thing with her headscarf, and he's been wrong for so long. Y'all don't even understand. That would be fine. This belle that we're talking about, it's not a today belle. That's if the Anita has not even put to bed. Maje was not looking for your trouble. Maje has been out the house from time. Where's this book coming from?
That's what she intimated now, that from day one there's always been this thing with the woman, and it was pretty much like the man couldn't make up his mind. That alone, forget the fact that she was in love or anything. I think people always sort of have this idea that, as long as you love someone, that's it. You can love someone, but you might never need to be together because the person you are with them is a crazy person or a sad person or an evil person. So because of that, you choose to take it on the chin and leave. How many times has it been going back and forth between her and Anita and everything? Is that not enough sign to see that this guy that supposedly calls himself a man is not man enough to make a decision about what he wants and stick to it? He's a little pussy who keeps running back and forth and crying for his mommy. She should have given him a dummy and just left him. But
no doubt.
She stayed with him. She married him.
No doubt. I don't think
your ass at the altar.
I don't think Maje is husband of the year in any way, shape, or form. I don't think so.
Man of the year.
I don't think he's husband or man of the year. But you picked him. And you stayed with him.
That's what I'm saying. He gave her enough signs. She shouldn't have picked him.
Apparently they went to the what's it called? They went to the altar for 2 times. Maje stood her up in a registry. Now she's claiming that, oh, the day she even finally got married, she didn't even know she was going to get married. That they called her to come and model a wedding dress. That's what she thought she was doing, and then she found herself at an. That cannot happen. You need to sign a marriage license or marriage certificate or whatever it's called, you know, before you can ever even do that, before you can ever even get married. So I don't even know what she's talking about. I don't know. And then again, to make a career out of telling people what to do with their lives and their relationships, whereas you and another girl, they drag sex tape, is just ridiculous. It just doesn't make any sense. Now I want to talk about feminism, because another thing I've heard is, oh, that this is why feminism can't work. Women don't stick together. Women don't stick with each other. We're supposed to uplift.
Oh, please. Like, I don't know men who sleep with each other's girlfriends,
Dolapo, just breathe. Don't let them give you a smile. Don't let anybody give you a smile in this small life that you have come. So they're saying, women should stick together. Then I heard that the book leaked. The book leaked, and people were sharing the book. People were sending each other the PDF, and all of this was going on, and everything was happening. And people were saying, oh, this is why Nigeria can't be great. Piracy issues, piracy this, piracy this. You women should be ashamed of yourselves. You women should stand up for each other. This is why patriarchy exists, because women don't stand up for each other. This. What do you think of this bimbo?
Useless people in front of the keyboard. What am I supposed to think? Women don't stand for each other. Like, are you kidding me? Do they want us to start bringing up wars and men and their backstabbing, their business deals? They might do it in a boardroom or in the markets, in Alaba markets, in their negotiating and everything, and sometimes with each other's women. But because now these two women were both with the same guy, it's their fault, and women cannot be trusted to run their own lives. We need men to run.
And also, since when has feminism got to do with who's sleeping with who? Again, this is the Nigeria idea of feminists that you must support anything if a woman is involved in order. It's not feminism. It's not feminism. If a woman, I don't think every guy supports Hitler because Hitler is a guy. I don't think every guy thinks Trump is a great guy just because he also happens to have the same biological equipment as they do. That is not what feminism is about. So when women shame other women into supporting something, it's just like this. No, actually, you are the reason why we are not further down the feminist movement. You are the reason why we don't have emancipation, because you think anything a woman does is good because it's a woman that's doing it, and that's just wrong. I repeat, Maje was no saint, but Tiwa was all kinds of wrong. Like, seriously, all kinds of wrong. So I don't even understand where feminism comes into it. And I really think that the problems Nigeria has is a result of this, where we don't even know what feminism is. We don't even know what we want. We don't even know what freedom looks like. We don't even know, when other countries are shouting feminism, what they're even talking about. We don't know. We actually don't know.
It's a big difference between not knowing or actually having the wrong impression of what feminism is. The Nigerian brand of feminism seems to always think that, whatever does, whatever she says, you must accept it as God-given fruit.
Yes.
And it's not possible.
Yes.
Just because you have a man and a woman on both sides of a fence arguing a point, if whatever the woman says, the feminists in Nigeria that must be the truth, And I go back to all the instances where we've had, and we know that 99.9% of the time, men are the one that always, beating on women and battling on women. We get that, but in the one instance where it's reversed,
you
not
see
try
all
and
the
make
women.
an excuse for
Thank
it.
you.
Okay.
And thank you. Go ahead, Rachel.
Yeah, I was going to say Nigerian feminism. Why must it always become when it's either who is cooking soup or who is
Yes,
sleeping
so.
with?
Yes,
That's when
so.
feminism comes into it.
Yes,
Why?
so. Yes, so. That is the only thing we know. And again,
Only
this
time
is.
we have feminism.
And this brings me to the topic that slides us really quite nicely to the next topic, Mariah Carey. Because, she has been featuring for a while on our Aproko hours. And I like the fact that, what is his name? Mary J. Blige's husband tried it first. Because the way we insulted him, I was hoping we would treat Mariah Carey the same way. And to our benefits, yes, we did here on Aproko Hour. But Mariah Carey, and by the way, Mary J. Blige's husband was actually married to Mary J. Blige for 13 years. Mariah Carey was engaged to James Packer. James Packer called off the engagement. Mariah Carey was asking for a $15 million inconvenience fee, which is what
And a mansion.
and a mansion, and she gets to keep the ring, which cost a pretty penny, which is what she says she would have had if they had gone ahead and signed the prenuptials, just that they hadn't gotten around to that yet, blah, 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 blah. And the inconvenience fee is also supposed to cover the fact that she moved home, she came over to where he was living, she moved her twins, this, that, this, that, this, that. So I'm proud of us, and I'm happy to say everybody on Aproko Hour, we cursed her father, cursed her mother, poto on her destiny, to fear. We were all very happy. Now, the news has now emerged that actually, what is his name? James Packer's reason, amongst others, I imagine, one of his reasons for breaking up with her was because he suspected a flirtation or an attraction or an affair or some sort of conco below was going on between her and one of her backing dancers. This was why he called it off. Now, fast forward till yesterday, last 24 hours, pictures have leaked of Mariah Carey cavorting on the beach. Doing one leg akimbo around the guy. Another one, she was locked in a passionate kiss with the guy. This same guy that her fiance was always nervous of, that her fiance was saying, there's something going on with this guy. There's something going on between you and this guy. There's something going on between you and this guy. So people are saying, so a guy on Facebook launched the story and said, do you think she still deserves the money? Even if he was going to pay the money, say, oh, help her move back, blah, blah, blah. Okay, fair enough. She moved out. Now that this has now come out, do you think she should still get the money? And women are out here saying, hey now, yes now, what is he a billionaire for? Oh, so he's only had a can pack a load. Oh, she packed a load to go and live with him. What should happen to her? What should now happen to her? What should, at the end of the day, this. So they were married. She has every right to move on. She has every right to, please, my people, my Aproko people, help me. Please, bad gang, Dolapo, I'm looking at you, please, as our male elder.
Oh, wow.
You
know, Yoruba people will say in those Nollywood movie when the wife comes and your fortune goes downhill and they say, well, this boy was smart enough to know that they say, to start with, and that's why he cut it off. Now I don't know why people are so angry or think that, and that's the feminist movement again in Naija. Only in Naija, not in other parts of the world. Only in Naija would they argue that she deserves that money. I'm sorry, why would she deserve that? And besides, even with the story you're saying that she was busy cavorting with this guy all over the place or whatever, there was another rumor about her trying to get back with
the baby daddy. That's right.
Yeah. And I wonder how much that one was paid.
You know that.
He wasn't paid anything.
Oh, he was paid, but obviously you know that, you remember Mariah's first marriage, very first marriage, when she still had curly hair and
That's right.
see
Oh, she was dating some
she was married to a
pensioner.
millionaire.
That's
She was
correct.
married to a millionaire that she said that when she finally divorced from him, oh my God, he was so controlling. He was so, this is what he knew. He knew she was a shawu.
Akuna
He was
kuna.
controlling her, keeping her legs.
You know my
You see the minute they were divorced, that's it. Skimpy clothes, only nipples covered, everything all over the place. Not that she can't wear whatever she wants to wear. God, I'm far from the type of person who will be God a woman from wearing something that makes her feel beautiful. But seriously, who knew? Now that is vindicated because we can't see there. He was controlling. This girl is an 8 years old. Please, no.
So I have a theory. Sorry, go ahead, Rachel.
I will say, billionaire has to make you move. You cannot move now. Mariah Carey made how much? 25 million. For Mariah Carey, that's really low. Mariah Carey was broke. She was looking for money. She is hungry. That is what I'm doing, Mariah Carey. Considering her, the way she spends money. So,
Exactly.
does she deserve it? No, she never deserved it. So for the man should move and get money back. She wanted his son, telling him that she loved him and she was going to marry him when he only that was a big family. If I was him, that's what I would have my lawyers do. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
I'm sure she never even know the argument about she moved her twins over to Australia, blah blah. You never sold your property in stateside. You never sold anything.
No.
So you probably rented them out. You made money also while at the same time you were moving on money. So
you have bet that because you got the first class ticket with your children or private jet, actually not like a private jet, you've flown to a different continent, a beautiful weather by the way.
Exactly, and when she's talking about moving, is she suggesting that she entered Moluel? So what is this moving that she's calling? What's this moving?
Even that kind of suffering, some people are still using it as prayer point.
Oh, please God, let's a billionaire move me to Australia. There is no way Packer left that.
Even as a guy is somewhere, if my wife says, okay, this rich old woman or whatever, she's older than you, let her come and use you for a couple of months and then she will dump you. I'll make money out of it. She will be taking care of.
Thanks, honey. I mean, I just want us to say that I guess the reason why I'm raising her again, although we've all said it here that Mariah Carey is crazy and mad as a box of frogs, is we need to be able to say what is not good is not good, regardless of gender, tribe, religion, age, whatever the person may be. If someone is doing something, we would, as women, we would not take it from a guy. We were here, we talked about Mary J. Blige's husband. We talked about this, but oh my God, he should be ashamed of himself. He should be this, he should be that. That one was even Kukuma married though. Was he not married to the Mary J. Blige? If he even sees small change if he sees small change to collect, has he done more than himself? So,
and then lies a problem with, I don't know, maybe you just brought this out of me, this feminist movement in Nigeria. This idea that we're feminist women, we're independent, we're going to burn our bras and everything. But at the same time that you're independent, you work, you're a career woman, you don't want to be tied down at home. But you still expect the man to provide for the house. Why?
Yeah.
Exactly. You still expect the man to be tied. Funny enough, I was having a conversation with a friend yesterday. And we were chatting on WhatsApp. He's in Nigeria and I'm out here in the UK, as you know. So we were not jokingly. So we're talking about lack of money, lack of this, lack of that, and everything. And then he said that the heat not get part 2. The heat where they blow for worry now. They're not a third person. You just have to experience it. Basically, it's not a heat that person if you use mouth talk everything finish. So he was now saying about. We now jokingly ended up in that kind of a heat is the best kind of contraceptive because you cannot the name of that heat is my friend dress go for a beg. Don't let your body touch my body. I don't bath cold water and I know just stay your own, let me stay my own. So then I said, oh, I said, oh, just drink, alcohol won't argue with you. Alcohol won't ask you for money. We went to the same secondary school. This is someone I've known for over 20 years. So I felt like, okay, I could be free with him. Then he now says, yeah, but the problem with alcohol is that booze may just put you in the mood. I said, that's a problem. Because if you not get your own on retainer, so we're talking about women. So if you not get your own on retainer, that means you have to enter the open market, which, as we all know, is a hit or miss affair. Then he says, yep, even when you have on retainer, once a chick is coming around, get ready to spend. She must be comfy. So if you're doing it in your house, make sure you have enough fuel. So we're talking about diesel and generator and everything. If you're using a hotel, hold cash for room service because she must chow, because she must eat. So I then said, wow, this is crazy. She said, and she must drink and hold cab fare for her, even if you drop her at home.
Wow.
All
So,
these discretionary expenses that you don't pay for.
So I was like, wait, so I know of cab fare. There's no way if I went to visit my boyfriend when I was in Lagos, or if I went to, or if you even go and see an older uncle or something like that, they'll give you small, it may give you 5K if he just wants to show he's a big boy, even if he knows your taxi
But
code.
don't you need to call ahead of time that you're coming to visit so that they even know they have cab here for you?
Your bobo. Your bobo shit no go green. No, now. So if you don't have cafe, what will you do? You will take a romantic Okada all the way to her house, or what will you do?
No,
No, but
but I mean, what is the point showing up in front of my door like that without notice?
which one
Maybe
is
I'm even
notice? Was
stuck
there
trying to
mobile
figure out.
phone in your day of toasting remilekun? Is it not without notice that people used to do it?
It was smoke cigar they were using there now.
Smoke
But at that
cigar.
point, during this period also, the babes don't show up at your door like that.
No, nobody shows up at anybody's door. Maybe you say, so when will I see you? I'll see you next week. Okay, next Tuesday or something. Fair enough, there's planning. But I'm saying, when I was in late, a guy can give you tea fare, and he will always give you more tea fare than is actually your tea fare. But this one that this my guy is now saying is, even if you drop her at home, you must slip her small something, you put it in a handbag, or you just say, okay, baby, use this one, take buy
Why?
sweets, or use this one. Not matter of why, that's how they're doing it. That's just how they're doing it.
That is true. I remember when I went home in April and
I'm
it
not
was
me, I'm
coming back
leaving
with
this
some of my
London, no.
friends.
I'm not doing this independent women again. So this is how they used to do.
Yes, and I remember hanging out with my friends in Ibadan. We were just gisting. It was a recreation club, so they play squash and then they sit down and drink or whatever. And some of them had this like I think there were two girls that came over, and they now stood after the usual greeting with the guys that they knew or whatever, and then they asked, yeah, and my cabman is waiting, and I had to ask my friend, what does that mean? I said, she's asking for the money to pay for the cabman. I said, if not me, you play lottery.
Kalo, Kalo,
You
on
pay your
fleek.
You bring cabman, you pay for it. Maybe if your company is that good, maybe you can recoup. But why are you recouping for anything?
So these are the things, the girls in Nigeria are used to this kind of behavior. They're used to this kind of, so therefore they think women should get money and men should get nothing. So when my friend and I continued with our conversation, he was saying he just had a conversation with his older brother to this effect, where him and his older brother were saying, where you don't hear say woman die of stroke, where you hear say, oh, just slump and wake, or woman die of heart attack, or wanting hold woman. So because you can't tell your wife that things are tight. You can't tell your wife that things, or your girlfriend that this is what's going on. She will leave you for the next guy. And we are inculcating this habit. That's why someone feels it makes sense that Mariah Carey should be entitled to 50 million from a man who never married her. From a man who actually never married her. So that's what is really, we our ways are messed up. Our ways are really, really messed up. But what the solution is what I don't know. I really don't know. I have a girlfriend who, every time I've been to her house, her husband no dey house. So one day I jokingly said, You sure say you get husband, so I don't ever meet your husband for this house. And I've been in your house sometimes up till 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock and everything. And she was like, he's at work now. I was like, okay, so what does he do? What is the name of this work? Where man no go don't enter house 11. That's in the days that he's in town. No, normally, oh, he go Hong Kong, he go China, he go buy markets, he go Germany, he go do this, he go do that one. So I was like, okay, so what's the name of the work? What does he actually do? And she said he's a businessman. Yes, that is not the name of a job. What does he buy? What does he sell? What is I'm a businesswoman, but I'm in media. The name of the thing go day now. What is the name of the thing? She said, the name of the thing is he pays my bills and I get to go to Dubai twice a year. I beg, I can't shout.
Wow.
She wasn't even joking. She wasn't playing. These women don't want to know. They don't care. Now you know. Now you and this is how their husbands die, and they have uh, properties that the wives don't know about. This is how the husbands have entire lives that, a wife somewhere, a child or two kids somewhere that they don't even know the first thing about. The women don't want to know. They just want their needs met. So that's what I was saying when we're talking on the Talking Drum on Wednesday. I agree with Bisola. A lot of Nigerian marriages are marriages of convenience. I can no longer be Miss. You no longer want to be just a Mister. I want to be Mama Bomboy. You want to be Baba Bomboy. Let us Mama and Baba our Bomboy together and let us know what we are doing. Then you face your front. That's why Yorubas can say, or for Moshoko, that saying to the women, you will still use your child in place of a husband. As in, once you have kids, you're good. You're good. Everything you need a husband for is done and you're okay. And it's quite sad. It's quite sad. We're breeding women who don't have sense. We're breeding men who are working their husbands into we're breeding men who are going into early graves. Early graves for nothing. For nothing. I've seen widows crying over láti bá ṣe sọ́kọ lélẹ́yìí o, Ọlọ́run máa tọ́jú mi o. Like really?
Yeah. You know, the other people that cry like that are women that have no idea what their husbands have done. They have no job and they have no source of sustaining themselves.
Yeah.
People who have a life and work and know exactly how their family runs, they cry out of the pain from the loss.
Yes.
Not because they don't know where food is coming from tomorrow.
Yes. What they are crying for is completely different and completely separate. Sorry, Dolapo, I think I can hear you. Were you going to say something?
Well, I was just going to say, you know what, I don't regret my ever leaving that country in '89 when I first left, because it put me on a totally different, the direction in terms of relationship. And I tend to look back and go, what if I stayed in Nigeria all these years and finished from Eastern back then and stayed in Nigeria? And I wonder whether I would have been one of those so-called big boys who will have his view in that direction where, well, she's my wife, she'll listen to me, you go to the kitchen. I'm not that person today, and I really don't regret ever making that decision.
And that's the important thing, because even the wife that you married, her attitude towards the marriage will change. If you stay in Nigeria as liberated as you think you are, as you will know when the society starts getting the better of you. You will know when you start to think some kind thoughts towards your husband, towards his go out. Is it not your mates that's doing this? Is it not your mates that have Land Rover? Is it not your mates? Maybe your 10 years of wife material will never let you open your mouth to say that, but you will start to think it. So even having a wife in an environment where she is also working, or flip it. Can you imagine a situation in Nigeria where the wife is the main breadwinner?
I don't think I can live in that house.
And I'm talking about even your normal wife now, your Remilekun that you know, that is not.
What I know about her today now, I know the limit of what she can say.
And that's my point.
Yes,
It's not even about the woman that you marry or even about the man that you marry. It's about the pervading society. I have a friend whose wife was the chief breadwinner, and he completely cut his hours down to almost negligible. So he was doing a lot of the school runs and a lot of the whatever, whatever. And people started calling him his wife's maiden name. And his boys thought they were just being funny. So his wife was Bankole. Ah, Mr. Bankole, are you here? How far? But
that thing is not funny.
so look at that now. It's not the wife stressing him. It is not the wife
Yeah.
stressing him. So imagine
Was that?
if he goes home and the wife says, "Ah, my dear, please pass me that cup." Oh, bakuku finish modo. You should kuku kill me, turn me to house boy. That's the next thing he will say.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's the society that we need to fix. This idea that women once they earn more, they have what's it called? The pride. They will start doing anyhow. A wife that it's not true. For every woman that uses your eye to see something, there are 100 women keeping the home together. Keeping the home together, and you won't hear jack. But society won't let them be great, won't let them have the marriage that they want, that they have fixed between themselves. Starting with his mother, starting with her mother.
Oh my God.
I don't know if that is just a Nigerian society or the Nigerian person, because here in the U.S., I know at least 3 or 4 families where the man didn't let his wife become reach her full potential out of that fear. She cannot do when I am. If she does, then this is not going to work out.
Okay.
It's
Well,
it,
I mean, that fear is unfounded, but then I can always understand it because maybe she has reacted in some way when she has some major funds in her hand or whatever. Because I do remember an instance, there's a couple I know way back in Maryland back then where the guy was a cabbie driving his cab religiously, and while the wife went to school and everything, so the guy was a major breadwinner for a while, supporting everybody until she now got a job, she graduated and everything. It was at that point in time that she was not going out, she had not had friends. It was always this kind of gay, it was always this kind of actually. This was something she was never doing before. And I remember because somebody was telling me, I said, okay, maybe it's because she never had the time she was going to school, but now she's free. Until they now dropped it, I said, man, my boy is broke, and this baby's building our home back.
but let me say something. That is a bad wife. That is not based on, sorry, let me rephrase that. That is a bad woman. That is not based on, and by the way, we know men who build houses that their wives know nothing about. We know men who build houses for mistresses. What I'm trying to say is, if we cannot make a statement along the lines of once a man has money, there's nothing he will not use his wife's eye to see, we also cannot make a statement that says, once a woman has money, there's nothing she cannot use her husband's eye to see. Because the truth of the matter is, there are women who carry their husbands along even when their income level has changed, and there are men who carry their wives along when their income level changes too. There are men that the second they hammer, they're out in the town carrying a new babe every second, doing whatever they want, or they're building houses the wife knows nothing about, or the wife will talk to them and they won't want to answer and stuff like that. So where do we draw? We can't say, obirini. It's a human trait. It's not an obiri trait. It's not an okori trait. It's a human trait. Some people are assholes, and the only reason why they seem like saints is because they're still broke.
Oh, well, yeah, I mean, I agree. Whether it's a man that does it or a woman that does it, I condemn it. I also have a friend that did the same thing. Now he married to the poor lady, and She was already out there. I mean, he was already out there because the lady was a U.S. citizen. He was still waiting to get married, and then she filed for him. And when the papers were in the process, he was told to go home, and the guy took money and went and bought the house without telling the wife to be. He just bought the wife the house in his name and everything. And when the wife found out, I blasted him seriously. But I was still one of the ones that went with Gandobale in front of the wife.
That's the feminist, malinist thing that they say all men stick together. They said that if a guy,
if you had done that, I'll help you go and beg now.
Me too.
But I'll help you beg.
Thank you. You cuckoo know that I have certain plans for certain things when I marry. I'll be like Stella. I'll be writing my marriage contract every week. I'll say, okay, baby, this one, let me fuck up. Wait, nah. See, this one, let me give you this one. Okay, you like that girl, I think. That girl that we saw at IHOP, eh? Okay. You can say hello, only hello, I allow you. Just say hello. Then say no, because this one, let me not lie, I was looking at his bum. I let me not even lie, I was. So we'll just be renegotiating it. Ladies and gentlemen, we're fresh out of time. I did want to talk about the impending data hike in Nigeria, not because it's important, but because what will the effects be when we have a Nigeria that now lives off its mobile phone? We have Uber, we have systems that we've never seen before, that we've never heard of before. We have young and talented IT boys and girls fresh out of university using their brains like they've never done before. I remember when I was in university, a lot of it was berugbeso, which basically means cram it, pour it out on the exam day and forget about it. But we're actually seeing young people applying the stuff they've learned. They're doing things with their computers that blows my mind, and I go to Nigeria quite often. So this data hike is more than just another avenue of suffering. It is the government literally moving the country back by a decade. I really wanted to talk about this, but unfortunately, we are fresh out of time. And so at this point, we will say it is an hour, more than an hour. Ladies and gentlemen, would you like to say your last goodbye? Say goodbye, Dolapo, or any last sentences to round up?
Good night, everybody. Just always remember that whatever you do, don't do it for the spouse, do it for yourself. Because only when you're happy can you make your spouse happy.
Thank you, Dolapo. God bless you. Thank you for joining us in the middle of the workday as well. I really appreciate it. And we'll see you next Wednesday. Bimbo, any last thoughts?
Well, thank you everyone for listening. Me too. I'm going to go and write my book with about my affair with Colin Farrell. So
sorry, I was about to be so rude on national.
You were about to go ghetto.
Please, there's only one Colin Farrell, and he's my Colin Farrell. Write your book about another person, please. About how he made you all anorexic and you didn't eat because he told you he likes
anorexic. You know that's not something that happened.
Oh my God. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next Wednesday as well. And that's the end of the show. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for joining us. We will be back next Wednesday on Talking Drum. This remains Aproko Hour, and this is Viva Naija Radio.